The process by which the President of the United States can authorize a nuclear strike is a highly classified and controlled procedure, designed to ensure that such a decision is deliberate, secure, and followed precisely. Here's a general, step-by-step outline of the process, based on publicly available information. 1. Decision to launch. 1. Crisis or threat. The process begins when the President is faced with a severe national security threat. 1. This could be a confirmed nuclear attack or imminent threat against the US or its allies. 2. Consultation. The President typically consults top military and civilian advisors, such as the Secretary of Defense, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and other national security advisors. 2. This consultation can happen rapidly, within minutes. 3. No veto power. Although advisors provide input, the President alone holds the authority to make the final decision to launch nuclear weapons. 2. Verification of identity. 1. Nuclear football. The President carries, or has nearby, a briefcase known as the nuclear football. 1. This contains communication tools and pre-prepared nuclear strike options. 2. Authentication codes. The President has a unique authentication code, sometimes referred to as the biscuit. 2. These codes verify the President's identity. 2. The President reads these codes aloud to confirm their identity to military officials, typically through secure communication lines. 3. Selection of nuclear strike options. 1. Pre-planned options. Inside the football are various pre-approved nuclear strike options, single integrated operational plan, PSYOP or its successors, including targeting plans, weapons types, land, air, sea-based nuclear forces, and escalation levels. 2. Tailoring the strike. The President can choose from a range of options, from a limited or tactical nuclear strike to a full-scale nuclear response. 4. Transmitting the launch order. 1. Communication with the Pentagon. Once the President makes a decision, they communicate the order to the National Military Command Center, NMCC, at the Pentagon or other command centers like the Alternate Command Center, for example, airborne command posts. 2. Two-person rule. To issue a nuclear launch, the order must be confirmed by at least one other high-ranking official in the chain of command, typically the Secretary of Defense. 2. However, the Secretary of Defense has no veto power over the launch. This is more of a procedural check. 3. Emergency Action Message, EAM. The nuclear launch order is then translated into an Emergency Action Message, EAM. 3. This message contains specific instructions for the military units that would launch the nuclear weapons. 5. Delivery to nuclear forces. 1. Code transmission. The EAM is transmitted to nuclear forces, land-based ICBMs, nuclear submarines, or bombers. 1. The message includes launch codes, strike targets, and timing. 2. Verification by launch crews. Nuclear forces, like missile silos or submarines, receive the launch codes. 2. They verify the codes using their own secure communication methods. 2. The two-person rule applies here as well to ensure the authenticity of the orders. 3. Execution of the launch. Once verified, launch crews input the necessary codes to arm and launch the weapons. 3. Depending on the delivery system, ICBMs, SLBMs, or bombers, the process of launching can take anywhere from a few minutes to about 15 minutes. 6. Launch and impact. 1. ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, If land-based ICBMs are used, these missiles could be launched within minutes and travel at speeds of up to 15,000 miles per hour. 1. They can reach targets halfway around the world in about 30 minutes. 2. SLBMs, submarine-launched ballistic missiles. Submarine-launched missiles can be deployed from anywhere in the ocean, making them harder to detect. 2. They also have a short flight time, typically around 15 minutes. 3. Strategic bombers. If bombers are used, they may already be airborne as part of a heightened alert status or take off after the order is given. 3. Bombers take more time to reach their targets but offer more flexibility for recall. 7. Aftermath and consequences. 1. No recall once launched. Once nuclear missiles are launched, they cannot be recalled or diverted. 2. Potential for retaliation. The launch of nuclear weapons, especially in a full-scale strike, would likely trigger retaliation from the adversary, resulting in catastrophic consequences for both sides and potentially the world. Important safeguards and controls. 1. Two-person rule. Throughout the process, the two-person rule is a safeguard at multiple points to ensure that no single individual, except the president, can authorize or execute a nuclear strike. 2. Communication security. All communications are heavily encrypted and secured to prevent interception or unauthorized commands. 3. Checks and balances. Though the president has the sole authority to launch a nuclear strike, the system is designed to prevent accidental or unauthorized use, with multiple layers of verification and authentication. Despite the detailed protocol, this decision is inherently political and moral, with advisors playing a crucial role, but ultimate power rests in the president's hands.